Well, good Thursday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the RedDriver Mighty Midget Series. Getting a little bit of a late start. We apologize for not getting all of our usual pre-race advertising and everything in, but we will get that in between sessions tonight. We are about ready to go straight to our heat racing action. Had a meeting with the powers that be, and it ran a little longer than we anticipated. But we are going to get heat number one of session number one tonight from Lincoln Speedway. Out onto the racetrack for you, the 20 of Brennan Rogers. Oh, my goodness. They're going to start him on the pole. Comes off the hot shoe last week. Straight to the pole for heat one. Everybody else, well, you got your work cut out for you. The 81 of Mike Gebhardt will start on his outside. Then row two, the 38, Billy Barros on the inside. And last week's sweep winner, he'll be hot shoe tonight, Cody Parmley. In the 16, Kurt Vincent, the 19 car, row 3 to the inside. Next to the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby. Wow, loaded heat race. Loaded heat race right now. First action out of the box is going to be absolutely phenomenal. This is going to be a great night of racing. We've got a little bit of info we're going to try to share. Going to do this pretty quickly. 4 previous nights of racing here at Lincoln. We have seen 3 different winners. Bo Brennan, Brennan Rogers, and Colton Snyder. But we're green flag racing right now. Out of the box, Rogers quickly. Barros tried to grab second. Could not get there. Now it looks like he'll use the high side and get around Gebhardt. Almost contact. Gebhardt rolled off the throttle just a little bit. Whoa, there was a little tappity tap. That looks like Parmley got into Gebhardt a little bit on his charge up through the field. And now Craig Silby is right there, but it's Rogers, Barros, Parmley, Silby, Vincent, and Gebhardt quite a ways back right now. Brennan Rogers said he wanted some competition. He got all he could handle last week. We'll see what he can do with it this week. He's not going to be on the hot shoe. And he is out in front for heat number one by about a second over Billy Barros. Parmley is trying to reel Barros in. He's going to have four laps remaining. Craig Silby still hanging on to the 4th spot. Gebhardt now up to Kurt Vincent. He'll go around him there in turns 1 and 2, moving back inside that top 5. But it is a Brennan Rogers night right now. I think between heats we are going to have to go just a sound just a little bit because I can't hardly hear those cars. 2 to go this time by 1.5 seconds. Rogers over Barros, and Barros about 0.5 of a second, just over a half second right now. In front of Parmley. Parmley started 4th and is currently running 3rd. White flag is going to be Rogers. He is going to win the heat. Looks like Barros will hang on for 2nd. Parmley will be 3rd. Silby, Gebhardt, and Vincent in that order. I am quickly going to make a adjustment here. I love spam calls in the middle of doing everything, so always one of my favorites. Okay, we're going to get ready for heat 2 here as they start to grid out on our front stretch. We'll come back live here. And we'll line up heat 2 like this. David Krikorian in the 66 will have the pole with Jay Schaff, another of the newcomers last week, and he was quick all night long. He drives the 3 car, and he'll start position number 2. Tebow Brennan, 49 car, your current Ironman points leader. Row 2 to the inside. Next to the 21 of Garrett Boyd, and Bobby Yankee in the 28. Starting out back for this one. Do not be afraid to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. If you got a favorite driver, shout them out. Pace truck already getting out of our way. We're going to go green right about here. And Krikorian with a good start will lead him into 1 and 2 the first time around. Schaff up top, trying to grab second, but here comes Brandon. Brandon got a good drive off the bottom of turn number 2. He'll go in the middle in 3 and 4, and he'll come out in the middle, and he'll have the position. So Brandon up to second. Brandon just trying to keep pace with Rogers and stay in front of him in the points. Right now, Rogers doesn't have a lot of traction into the Ironman. He missed an entire season, but with all the wins that he was stacking up, he was starting to close that gap a little bit. Brandon, Schaff, Krikorian has fallen back to third, and Schaff is not done. He may be going right after Bo Brandon. I thought they were going to have contact, but a good little bit of driving by the driver in the 3 car. Keeps it out of that left side Nerf bar. Krikorian, all 5 cars right there together. Boyd has 4th, Yonke back in 5th. Krikorian got up to the right rear right against the outside fence. He gave up a little bit of space to Garrett Boyd right there. Schaff trying to reel Brandon in. It's going to be 2 to go this time, and Brandon has figured out the line. In through the middle, a slight drift in 1 and 2. Yeah, that is where he is going to want to run pretty much the rest of the night. And then in low here, slide it right out by the fluff. He caught it a little early, but he's going to get to the white flag first. I think the battle's going to be for third because Garrett Boyd is figuring something out right here. He is getting good bite right. Oh, he got the car a little out of shape and clipped the fence. He was getting good bite out of 2. He'll fall all the way to 5th with Bo Brandon. Heat 2, winner Jay Schaff in 2nd. David Krikorian, Bobby Yonke, and then Garrett Boyd. So we should have a 1 more heat race. Do not forget, if you are on Facebook, like, share, follow, YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo, hit the subscribe button. You'll know every time we go live. Reed Brochart, 93 car. Heat 3, he'll have the pole, and he'll have the 88 of Riley Scott to his outside. Josh Gerlach in the 71 will be next to the 13 of Wayne Anelski in row 2, and Richie Gaines. He'll be shotgun Charlie for the final heat race of the evening in the 11 car. Yeah, we started just a little late with the broadcast today because we were in a meeting with Netcode Esports, working out a final deal to bring Netcode Esports and Dirt Slingers Racing League into a combination deal for next season, for the winter season.
Green flag, green flag.
We'll give you more details as they become available. Right now, the green flag on to the final heat race. And that was a tight one getting into 1 and 2. Brochart holding on to the lead, but Scott going after him and didn't quite get there, but I think he's got some bite down the hill. He'll stay even. Side by side, 2 rows deep. Scott and Brochart, and then Anelski and Gerlach, and there's a lot of contact. That was Brochart getting above the fluff and getting into the wall and bouncing off, catching a car. Not sure if he got pushed all the way up there, if he just drove it up there. Probably have to go back and take a look at that. Right now, Gerlach is trying to run Scott down. That's 1 and 2. Anelski is 3rd. Gaines is in 4th, and Brochart is quite a ways back. And I think that car might be bent a little. It doesn't look like it's handling very good right now. Halfway home in the final heat. We'll go right along with Gerlach on the roll bar cam. A lot of action in that cockpit. Sawing on the steering wheel, but he's catching Riley Scott right now. He's going to have 2 laps if he's going to get there and get anything done. He needs to get on his horse. That time he lost a little bit of ground. lost some more ground there with the long slide in 1 and 2. Riley Scott will get to the white flag first. Gerlach, Anelski, Gaines, Brochard a ways back. That car has to be damaged because he is just losing time left and right to these guys. But Riley Scott is going to hang on and win Heat 3. He'll have Gerlach second, Anelski third, Gaines fourth, and then Reed Brochard with a damaged race car rounding things out for that last heat race. So we'll find out what the redraw looks like. Bo Brandon still has your Ironman points lead. He's got that by 115 points over Craig Silby, 182 over Josh Gerlach. Then Barros and Krikorian behind that. Right now, 2024 C season, Bo Brandon has a 12-point advantage over Brendan Rogers, 83 points over Billy Barros. David Krikorian 118 back, and then Bobby Yankee 122 back. Next week we'll be at the dirt track at Charlotte for round number 5. And everybody needs to remember that October 16 and 17, the Netcode Esports Mini Nationals. Sign-ups are open for that. Make sure that you get registered over at netcodeesports.com. Oh, let's take a look and see. Right now, the track record, 15.413 seconds. I haven't seen anybody close to that yet tonight. Cody Parmalee obviously picked up the hot shoe last week. We got the first 3 rows for tonight's dash. They are out there. It is going to be Schaff and Gerlach on the front row. Then it was Barros and Scott and Brandon Rogers at the back. Getting things going. Big problems. 88 car right now. Jay Schaff has the lead coming out of turn 4. 1 lap in the books. Billy Barros working his way to second around Gerlach, but Gerlach's going to try the cut under. Big run down the backstretch, and Gerlach takes the spot directly back from Barros. 2 in the books, and it's still Schaff. Barros, then Gerlach, and now Brendan Rogers reeled these guys in. He's going to have to try to do something with them quick if he's going to go chase down Schaff, and he's going to go 3 wide, getting into turns 3 and 4. Short slider. He got Gerlach to cross over quick, but he still got second halfway home in the dash. Jay Schaff. Don't look now, buddy. 20 car on the move, and he is coming quick. Coming around, it'll be 2 to go this time. Vibe. Rogers moved him up the hill. Barros had an incident. Had some touchy-feely. As we got the 2 to go signal right there. Still Schaff. Now Rogers looking for that run down the backstretch that he keeps getting, and there it is. And now Brendan Rogers goes to the front. Here comes Bo Brandon making a move for third. White flag in the air. Bo Brandon and Josh Gerlach still going at it. Beautiful slider and an even more beautiful crossover right there. We're coming to the checks, and it is Brendan Rogers out in front. He'll have the pole for tonight's A main. Schaff in second. And I'm not sure if Brandon kept it or if Gerlach got back third right there. But those two will have the second row. And then Barros and Scott on the back. So the field officially set. Show number 1 about to move on into feature time here as soon as they warm up just a little bit. Okay. Not sure what is going on, but we do not have sound in. Oh boy. This is so annoying. Let's see if that fixes things. I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I am still trying to work on some settings because something is just not right. We may have to just go and abandon that and try to go to our USB microphone. That doesn't seem to be working. I don't think any of this, well, maybe we're going to do it from right here. Maybe that's what's going to take. Is that what it takes to fix this? And it looks like it takes moving around a little bit. So we're watching the guys. Now we'll try to watch some of these guys make some laps here. Sorry about that. I hate when I have to just keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to fix things. But every once in a while, that's what you got to do. It's weird how it works out. I don't get it every time. Sometimes things work exactly like you want. Sometimes things are just absolutely broken and you don't know why. We got messages. Okay, well, they're going to advance any moment now. Once they do, it'll be 30 laps for our feature. Show number 1. Do not forget, 2 shows tonight, back to back. A little different format in the second show, but the same group. We had 20-odd cars last week. We have 16 in here tonight. Still a good field. The 16 car. He's going to start out in the back tonight. Last row. Row number 8 to the outside. He won both races in the feature last week. Dominated last week's racing. So we know what it looks like. It is Brennan Rogers. He will stay on the pole. Jay Schaff will move from position 5 to position 2. Bo Brandon, Riley Scott. Scott will scoot over. He'll take the 4th spot. Brandon will slide back to the 3rd spot. And then your back row. Should be Barros. And Riley, Barros and Riley Scott. So, they'll start to fix things up. We know that row 4, it is. It isn't going to be Parmalee. He's going to go to the back. So, it'll be Anelski and Krikorian. Then it'll be Yonke and Silby in row 5. Gebhardt and Gaines in row 6. Brochart and Boyd in row 7. And then you'll get back there where Parmalee and Vincent will have that 8th row. Front, Schaff and Rogers have the front row. Brandon and Gerlach have row 2. Scott and Barros have row 3. Now that we got it all straightened out and it's clear as mud, guys will pace around for a couple of laps. We'll get the green flag here this next time around, and then we will stay at pace speed to ensure that everyone is in their correct spot. And once we start that second lap, we'll double them up when we get to the end of it. Pole sitter will get the race started officially. After that, it's 30 green flag laps. We will see Rogers and Schaff at the front with Brandon. That should be a pretty good battle for a while. We'll see if Parmalee can make his way through and charge to the front. We have seen Brennan Rogers go from 18th to 1st in back-to-back features. So that was a couple, 2 weeks ago, I guess. So everybody's getting into their correct positions now. They're double-checking the lineup. Once we go across the start-finish line this next time right here, they'll double them up, and then it's time to get things started. The RedDriver Mighty Midget Series. Round number 4 here at Lincoln. As soon as they finish this up, we'll talk to the top three, and then we will get ready to head over to session number 2. That one's a lot different than this one. We'll talk about that as the night goes on, but it is feature time. All 16 drivers ready to get at it. Green flag about to go into the air. Brennan Rogers with a good start. He'll lead them into 1 and 2. Behind that, it is a mad struggle. 2 and 3 wide, all the way back to the back of the field. They are still not done racing each other hard. Battle for third, Brandon and Gerlach side by side. Here comes Riley Scott. He got a good run out of the bottom of turn number 2. There's still some moisture down there. Slider from Brandon. He put Gerlach in a position he had to slow up and then let Riley Scott pull right alongside. So now Gerlach is going to have to fight off the 88. And Billy Barros is tucked in there. Craig Silvy's tucked right in behind that. Wayne Anelski in the 13th. He's got the 8th spot. 1574 last time around for Brennan Rogers. That's over 3/10 off of the track record. Schaff still second. Brandon and Gerlach third and fourth. Now Riley Scott and Billy Barros in a battle for the top 5. They're side by side down the front stretch. Barros is trying to use the momentum line on the outside. Riley Scott's trying to use all that sticky stuff on the bottom. Just stay even. Barros, a former series champion, he knows how to get around these tracks. That time a little slip. Here comes Silvy. Silvy's going to get into the mix for the top 6. Best racing on the track right here. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. All in touch. Wayne Anelski is in that as well. Riley Scott and Billy Barros have been side by side for about the last 3 laps. Barros is tucked in behind Gerlach. Gerlach is just trying to reel in Bo Brandon. Where's Cody Parmley from 16th to 10th? He is making a bid to break inside that top 10 as he's working on the 11 of Richie Gaines right now. He'll have the spot at the line at least for the moment. Can Gaines find something on the high side? It doesn't look like it. And now he's going to try to go. I thought he was going to try to go 2 or 3 wide. Uh-oh, slow car right there. That was Riley Scott. We're going to get a caution. First one of the evening. And it's Wayne Anelski. Really didn't do anything. I think Riley Scott just got in the corner hot. Got the car a little out of shape and slowed it down. And Anelski maybe got in there a little hot too. And he got into the left side. He does the 360. He'll be credited with causing the caution, and he'll move to the back of the pack. So, not quite to halfway. We slow things down. That is going to give Parmalee a really good shot at moving a lot of spaces forward here because he was stretched out on some of these guys. And the one in front of him he was on. Beyond that, he was going to have to work to get to the rest of them, and now they are a whole lot closer. It's about 4 laps shy of halfway right now. From the pole, Rogers has led the whole thing. He was up to 3/4 of a second. And I think he was managing the car. I don't think he was really trying to go very hard, just hard enough to stay out front. So we'll see what happens in the back half here. Still 19 laps to go. Good restart now. Schaff goes to the bottom. He lost the right rear a little and caution behind. I think Garrett Boyd maybe has an issue. The 21 car, he's back here a little ways. Behind Krikorian, in front of Yonke. Oh, and that was in front of that. That was the 11 of Gaines and the 7 of Silby. Yeah, let's go watch that. Oh, Silby hit the inside wall and then collected Gaines, collected Krikorian, collected. Boy, Vincent got a little bitty piece, but he's able to drive away from it. So he tucked it too tight to the fence. The left front don't usually like that. He's going to bounce it off right in front of traffic, and then mayhem. Silby and Krikorian both to the infield. I think both cars probably done for the show. So we'll be down to 14. Parmley gets a free spot as we get ready to go back to green. Cody Parmley got a free spot when Silby made his mistake, and now he's right in the mix. He's going to go after Riley Scott. He'll take another spot. Now it's Billy Barros and Tebow Brandon on the hit parade. 3 wide out of 4. Parmley clears Barros. He is making a bid to get into the top 3. And he has got Gerlach, so move Parmley into the top 3. He's right behind Schaff. Cody Parmley digging hard. Had to start 16th all the way up to 4th. Make it 3rd at the moment. Everybody chasing Brendan Rogers, though. And here comes Bo Brandon. I thought he was going to go all the way to the inside against the fence and try to force a 3 wide right there, but Parmley didn't give him a lot of room. And he's going to hold on behind, but right in front of Barros. And now Schaff with a big move. Look at Gerlach. Threads the needle, and Josh Gerlach is up to 2nd. Schaff now off the top trying to put a challenge to Parmley. We're across the halfway barrier. 13 laps remaining. Only good battle on the track right there. Parmley still working the bottom. Gerlach has stayed married to the top, and he is doing a good job at keeping Parmley behind. He's up to 2nd. Parmley now around Schaff and into 3rd. These 3 not done battling for those podium spots just yet. Going to be 10 to go this time. Gerlach got a little wide in 2, but he's able to hang on. He's running a pretty modified slider line right now, and he is keeping the momentum up. Bo Brandon, 5th in line. Barros is 6th. Yunke, then Scott, Brochart, and Anelski are your top 10. 9 laps to go. Still Gerlach and Parmley going at it. Rogers 1.5 seconds in front of this battle, and it is a single file train behind that. The guys looking to get close to somebody so they can go after that slider. If you go from too far back, it just is not productive. There's Riley Scott. He looked on the inside of Brochart momentarily down in 3 and 4. It didn't materialize. Now he's going to have to regroup, get his momentum back. That is 8th and 9th. We'll go back. Parmley now has gotten the top side, and caution comes out once again. Anelski and Vincent, possibly. 13 of Wayne Anelski right here behind Riley Scott. Oh, yep, he got in there, got into the back, and here comes Kurt Vincent. Vincent could not get the car stopped. It was just sliding. And he gets into him slightly. So that'll slow things down with about 6 laps to go. Third caution. Feature number 1. Oof. Second show. Second show is a little different than this one. We watched the heat races, the random draw heat races, and the dash. Second show is a little different. They'll go in. Everybody will qualify. Top 5 are locked in. Everybody else will go to an LCQ. The winner of the LCQ, he'll join those top 5 in the redraw. And when we grid out for the feature, after the LCQ, they'll rearrange the front of the field so you could win basically the B main and get the pole in the feature, if you're lucky at all. Green flag in the air once again. 6 laps to go. Now Parmley showed Rogers he was there, took second away from Josh Gerlach. Parmley drove it in, smacked it into the fence, went right across. There's a big wreck behind. Caution coming out. I am not exactly, I want to say Reed Brochart is in this, but I promise you, I don't think he was the cause of it. Down the backstretch, into the corner. No, it was in front of him, Bo Brandon, Jay Schaff. Let's go back and watch those two. Oh, and Bo Brandon just got in there, and Schaff lost a little momentum, and he hooked the tail tank. And around goes everybody. So this will shake things a little. We're going to get the 5 to go signal. Wave lap coming up. We only got 1 in that time that counted. Although we were all the way in 3 and 4, they just hadn't made it back to the start-finish line. So go back to the green. Brendan Rogers with another good start. Gerlach shut the door on Parmley. Now Parmley's got the high side, but Gerlach gets a good run off the bottom, and he'll keep the spot. Will he throw the slider down here? He leaves that door open just enough, and Parmley got by. So now Parmley can focus on the 20 car, and he's going to have about 4 laps to get there. Rogers trying to hold off Parmley. Only 2 winners in the series. Rogers has 4, Parmley has 2. They came in bunches. It's 2 to go this time. Is Parmley just setting him up? That time Rogers up in the fluff. Parmley could not get the clean drive off, and he gave up a little space. We're going to see a big slider very shortly. Brandon Rogers down in the corner. Here comes the slider from Parmley. He's not going to get it there, but he's going to use the bottom, try to get the run, and Rogers has him right now coming out of 4. Who's going to win this? Brandon Rogers wins feature number 1. Parmley second. Gerlach will hang on for 3rd. Yankee and Brochart 4 and 5. Good runs for those 2 drivers. And we're looking for Brendan Rogers. He'll be coming around, so we'll start moving these guys where we can chat with them. There's one, and where's the other one? Oh, he's up there too, so let's get him started. Josh Gerlach, you there?
I am, Roger. What's up?
Well, you're not very good here, huh? I heard that
I know,
pre-race, so, you know, I used to tell Mr. Rogers that whole tops up here thing was phony baloney. I'm going to tell you the same thing, sir. Not very good here, and you battled for the lead for a minute.
Yeah, they say something, what is it, like a blind nut finds a squirrel every once in a while or something like that. And, yeah, you know, I actually made a dash, which was good. You know, went forward a little bit, and for only going +1 on the feature, there was a hell of a lot of racing around me, and I had a front seat to 2 of the best to do it. Really mix it up. So, yeah, it's good to be back here talking to you, Roger.
Yeah, it looked like the track changed very late there. After that last caution, the line you were running just didn't look like it was very good, especially on exit.
Yeah, you know, I'm just not as good as the guys in front of me, to be frank with you. And, you know, I was pretty happy to be mixing it up there for a little bit. And I just needed a little bit more drive off. I could see those guys were really getting it in and running it down the hill, and I just couldn't quite do it myself. So wish the bottom would have been a little bit better than it seemed to be, at least for me. And we'll see, I guess, what the next sessions bring forth.
Yeah, be some different track conditions in that session. We know you guys like to change it up a little bit, but in the meantime, give us some shout-outs and some thank yous, and we'll let you get ready for that second race.
Yeah, thanks to you for putting on a great show every week. Really appreciate what you do. Big thanks to RedDriver Marketing Solutions for jumping on board and becoming the title sponsor of the series. Follow RedDriver Marketing on all the social platforms. And then netcode brand, alwaysraceday.com, Victory Fuel. Get 10% off if you use the code netcode at checkout. And just everybody that continues to show up and support this series, it means a lot to me.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Good luck in session 2.
Thanks, Roger.
Josh Gerlach finishing in third place. Now we'll move on to our second place driver. Driver in the 16 car. He was hot shoe. He had to start out back, and he made a hard charge to the front. Just could not get over the hump and take that last spot away. But Cody Parmley, another good run for the 16 car.
Yeah, that was fun.
Looked like the track was changing every lap, and you caught a couple cautions, I think, at perfect times because it bunched you right back up with some guys, and you were able to pick off some spots on restarts.
Yeah, the cautions came out perfect besides the last one. The last one kind of ruined me. I was hoping that caution wasn't going to come out because I would have had the lead or been able to cross over for the lead. It was a mess.
Well, it's a tough track. It gets tight, especially down in the corners, and sometimes, guys just get in a little hot and they get each other. And I think that was pretty much what everybody was experiencing tonight. But you were able to kind of move around a little bit. So where were you finding the best grip at?
Beginning of the race, I was best on the bottom. And once I got to like 5th or somewhere around there, I realized the bottom was kind of going away in 3 and 4. So I ripped the top, and it was decently fast. And I tried the bottom that one time and I almost got a run on Brennan, but I mean, it is what it is. Top was there, bottom was kind of hard to hit.
All right, man. Well, session 2 coming up. We expect some different track conditions, but we know 16 cars will still be fast. Give me a couple shout outs, some thank yous before we let you head over there.
I'd like to thank myself. That's about it.
So modest. All right, Cody. Thanks, man. Good luck in session number 2.
Thank you.
Cody Parmley. And I got to wonder if Mr. Parmley went to the Brennan Rogers School of anonymity and all that. So Brennan Rogers, man, you know what? You didn't have to start hot shoe tonight out in the back, and you made it look pretty easy tonight.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The battle kind of came to me there. These deals are tough. When the track's changing that quickly, it's difficult to kind of gauge where the line's moving. I knew Cody would rip that bottom though, man. He's good, isn't he? It's kind of scary watching him. Like I watched some of his laps on the bottom. Like I couldn't do that 2 times in a row. But he does it, man. So hats off to him. He almost got me there a few times. Fortunately, that cushion had some bite to it, so I was able to hold on. I think I got it by like a 10th or so, or maybe a little less. So, hey, we'll take it though, man. But yeah, I got to thank you at Dirt Race Network for always streaming these deals and streaming a bunch of other racing. Got a lot of cool stuff coming up as well. So be sure to tune into that if you're watching from home. And of course, Josh and all the boys putting on the series over at Netcode and letting us goofballs have something to do on a Thursday night. It's always fun something to look forward to during the week when you're working. You're like, oh, well, Thursday night's gonna be fun at least. So, thank you to them and the Indie Esports guys as always. Glad to have a handful of them running with us in the series now, and RedDriver and all the competitors showing up every week, man. It's been a blast.
All right, man. Well, you did all the good stuff. You got all the thank yous and everything out, man. What are you expecting in session number 2? The track's going to change a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They did change some moisture stuff with the track, so I think everyone's just trying to get a read on what exactly that's doing. So I really don't know what to expect. It could be a little bit of the same, and it could be something completely different, right? So guess we'll just have to see.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Good luck in session 2. You know the hot shoe's off that guy now.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that, but I am as well. I'm looking forward to a good race.
All right, man. Good luck out there. Brennan Rogers picking up the win, putting himself 5 out of 7. So he's going to have a commanding lead there. All right. Let's take a quick look at the results before we get ready to go to session 2. Rogers, Parmley, Gerlach. What a top 3. Bobby Yonke, great run for him. 4th in this thing. Breed Brochart. Man, we saw some speed a couple seasons ago out of Brochart. He was kind of up and down last season. Now it looks like maybe he's starting to figure some things out. Wayne Adelski has started to improve a lot. He gets 6th tonight in feature 1. Gebhard, Vincent, Schaff, and Gaines through the top 10. Bo Brennan, bad luck for him. He really just was trying to keep his string of podiums going, and he broke that here with an 11th place finish in the first show. Barrow, Scott, Boyd, Sylvie, and Krikorian rounded out the field in session number 1. They're going to head over. They're going to start working the track for session number 2. We're going to throw up some advertising, and then when we get ready to head into the second server, we'll pop some music on, get in there, see how the boys are doing, and get ready for session number 2. So don't go anywhere. If you have to, just go get you a cold drink, grab some popcorn, something like that. It is time to pay some bills. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
12 p.m. Too much Jack and too much Jim. My head's still pounding like a big bass drum. I reach over for an accent, but they're already gone. Another crazy night in this cowboy's life. 'Cause I do what I wanna, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, singing every night in a local bar. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. Today in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Now along this road, there's a lot I learned, and everything I got, I worked hard to earn. I give it all up because I love my fans. But if you don't like me, well, I don't give a damn. It ain't hard to see why people wanna live like me. It's 'cause I do what I wanna, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, sing it every night in a local bar. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. Today in the life of a hillbilly rock star. We roll into town, got a country swagger, keep the music turned up and got moves like Haggard. You can find us hanging out every night. It's a little bucked up, but we're all alright. Don't hurt the dream. Hey, let me hear you sing that I do what I want, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, 'cause thanks to them, I'm a big old star. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Hillbilly rock star. You don't love me like you used to, if you still love me at all. I ain't a fool and I can read that writing on the wall. Well, it's clear to see you want so bad to leave me here alone. No time to cry, so I guess that I'll just have to move along. You don't wanna break my heart, yet you still wanna go. And how I dread to hear the sound, the closing of the door. And I know your love is dying and you wanna be set free. So get it done, it's time to run, baby, here's your chance to leave. I've done everything a man can do to keep you satisfied. The only thing I've got to show is gonna be a good goodbye. But I'm so sick and tired of your good for nothing games. So when you're all alone, at least you won't have me to blame. You don't wanna break my heart and you still wanna go. How I dread to hear the sound, the closing of the door. And I know your love is dying and you wanna be set free. So get it done, it's time to run, and here's your chance to leave. Don't ever bother coming back my way. I'm tired of all those silly games.
All right, looks like we have finally gotten into the second session. There was a technical problem with that server, so we could not log straight in. Everything seems to be in order now. Drivers are starting to filter their way in here. They will let us know when they are ready to start session number 2. I'm giving the admins a little grief. And they are taking it in stride. They've got everybody kind of logging in right now. We've got 13 of our 16 coming back right now. It looks like the other couple are probably just trying to figure out which server to be in, and they'll be here momentarily. I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but you saw the DSRL Racing League ad. Next season, that's going to be a co-venture with Netcode Esports. The Monday Night Thunder Series will be the late show on Monday nights, and it looks like they are going to put 360 Wing Sprint cars back on their racing schedule, and they are going to put their Big Block Modified Series back to the Wednesday Night Warrior Series, as you saw in the ad, and that will also be in the 9:30 Eastern time slot. So, as soon as registrations open up for both of those, we'll let everybody know if you want to come racing. Be live on the Dirt Racing Network. Looks like still 13. Look like we're still looking for a couple. 1553. We know that it was 1541. Is that what we said earlier? Track record 15413 is the current track record. So they changed some things with, why do we keep going to that shot? Well, they changed some things with the moisture content in the tracks for iRacing. It's about the only thing Dirt got. And I don't know, you heard the guy say that the track was changing pretty fast, so maybe that's an improvement. We don't know. We haven't had a whole lot of time to do any testing anywhere else. The build just came out on Wednesday, so just been a little over maybe 30 hours. Of course, the new content and everybody going on over mini stock cars or whatever they are, they're only for asphalt. Asphalt's for the way you get to the real racetrack, folks. Let me tell you. I love my asphalt, guys. I do. But racing in the dirt, that's where it's at. 15,470. So Parmley is trying to find that track record. He is very close, so about 6/100ths from having it. Brendan Rod is barely behind him, but behind him enough. It's his track record, so we're watching Bo Brennan right here. Bo Brennan's still the Iron Man points leader, but if he keeps having finishes like he did in feature number 1 here, where he did break his podium strain, and he is going to start to see that lead, especially to Silby, shrink very rapidly, and he'll start seeing guys like Barros and Rogers and all those guys creeping in there as well. So Richie Gaines, that is who you see in that 11th position in the 13 car. It's Richie Gaines. I got to get them to adjust that in their driver name assignment stuff so we can get that put right, so you can see that it is Gaines. Just waiting for race control to kick things forward and get us going. They know we're here now, so. I know who is decidedly absent in this server. 21 car of Garrett Boyd. We got 14 of our 16 back, so we're going to run with them. We after that first crash in the first feature, we had 14 pretty much the rest of the race, so I think the guys are good. Big field last week, about average this week, so here we go. Drivers getting out on the track. Reed Brochart ready to make his qualifying run. I could have sworn, well, maybe not. See, I could have sworn that I saw another car, and it's supposed to be single qualifying, so. Richie Gaines is going to be the first to put time on the board, and whoo, he was out of shape getting into turn 3. We'll see what kind of time he posts up. That's going to be a 16 flat, so that'll be just a little bit off. Here comes Reed Brochart. Brochart 1670, Barrow 1610, Jay Schaff 1592, the first to go under 16. Brennan Rogers 1581 on his first. Cody Parmley on track. Tebow Brennan 1571, and he's your quick time right now, about halfway through this field. This is Wayne Anelski, not Cody Parmley. I don't know where Parmley went. Oh, Parmley fell back a little. Wayne Anelski, 8th quick. Parmley just now putting a lap in that looks like it's going to have some time in it. Brennan Rogers and Bo Brandon, the two quickest. Schaff, Gaines, and Gerlach are your top 5 right now. Parmley 11th quick. Now goes to the bottom. He'll come out of 4. Will he move into the top 5? Parmley to the point. 1569 over Bo Brandon and Brennan Rogers. And then Jay Schaff and David Krikorian are the 5 right now. Everybody's timed in. The only car not finished, well, that's Mike Gebhardt, and he looks to be done as he takes it to the infield right there. So, your lock-in cars, Parmley, Brennan, Rogers, Schaff, and Krikorian. We'll see Gaines, Gerlach, Barros, Vincent, Silby, Yonke, Gebhardt, Anelski, and Brochart in that LCQ. And we will see who can come out of there with the win and join those top 5 in the redraw, and maybe go from the B main to the pole of the A main to start things off tonight. We'll be back with a full schedule of shows next week, starting on Monday night. Dirt Slingers, Monday Night Thunder. Back in action, Dirt all night. They will have the UMP Modifieds for the first show at 8 Eastern, and then the Camus Racing Simulators Big Block Modified Series take to the track at 9:30 Eastern. Tuesday night, ERA kicking back off their new season. And then Thursday night, right back here again until we feel, oh, you know what, Wednesday night, next Wednesday night, we actually do have Midwest Truck Series. First of 2 one-off type shows for them. They're doing a little test deal, see if they want to start being a regular stream. So we'll have to see if we get that going. But the B main is rolling out. They are gridding on the front stretch right now. Gaines and Gerlach in row 1, Barros and Vincent row 2, Silby and Yonke row 3, Gebhardt and Anelski in row 4, and Reed Brochart. He's going to be solo out there on in the back. We are waiting on Josh Gerlach. Finished 3rd in the first race. And we are waiting on him to make his appearance here on the outside of this front row. There he is. I am trying to recall for sure, but I believe last Thursday night, Gerlach won the B main here, the LCQ, and drew his way all the way to the front. Or maybe that was Bo Brandon. won it and drew his way all the way to the front. I think it was Bo Brandon that did it. Brandon locked in already on this one. So we're going to go green down here in turns 3 and 4. They got 12 laps. Only position that really gets anything out of this is the winner. And we'll see if Gerlach can run Gaines down. He didn't get a good start. Barros did. Gaines grabs the lead. Barros up to second. Craig Silvey now side by side with Gerlach. That's for the third spot. And Silvey will use that bite on the bottom and run away from Gerlach. He is going to try to keep it locked in down low. It's already closing in on the back of the 38 car. In low. I thought he was going to get there and make Barros give him room. Didn't work out for him. And now Gerlach in on the bottom, and Gerlach is going to keep the car semi-square, and he's going to keep the green flag out. But he got under Silvey and then couldn't do anything with it. Really had to pedal the car, and it got out of shape. The battles for the lead. That is Gaines and Barros. And they got company because Silvey is right there as well. 9 laps remaining. Almost stacked him up 3 wide right there. Silvey just wasn't quite close enough to keep Barros off that bottom line. Barros has the lead with 8 to go. Silvey slid through for second. Craig Silvey now off the bottom. He'll grab the lead out of turn number 2. So the Kiwi Conqueror finding something here in the second session. Bad luck in the first session. He clipped the inside wall early. That car went straight to the pits, and he did not return. He is going to make a big splash here into this B main. 6 laps to go. They're halfway done. And he is looking to get into the redraw. Contact between Gaines and Barros. Gaines will keep second. Barros will hang on to third, and it's a big gap back to fourth. Gebhard. Brochart and Gerlach are going in. I think Gerlach's car might have got hurt in that exchange earlier. He is just off kilter, off rhythm, something. I'm not sure. Silvey out to over a second. 4 laps to go. The LCQ right here. Gaines and Barros still going at it. We're going to go back here. Brochart, Gerlach still going at it. Yankee trying to get around Gebhardt. He's going to use the bottom of 2, gets the bite, gets the run, and he grabs it, move him to 4th. It is all Craig Silvey out in front. Can Silvey parlay an LCQ win, get the redraw luck, and go 6-1? Start this thing out front, and let's see if everybody can go and play catch up to him. The 2 heaviest hitters in the series are already locked in to that front 3 rows. Craig Silvey just wants to join them, and he's got to get around about 1 1/4 more times. And he'll have that opportunity. So down the back stretch for the final time, Craig Silvey 1 second ahead of Richie Gaines. And Craig Silvey will punch his ticket into the redraw for the final feature of the evening. Gaines second, Barros, Gerlach, Gebhardt, Brochart, Yankee, Vincent, and Nelski rounding things out. So we'll find out in just a minute if Craig Silvey has luck. He's in the redraw. Where will he start tonight's feature? Last week we saw Bo Brennan take that LCQ win and parlay it straight up to pole position. He led a lot of that second race last week, and he got passed in the closing laps there. So we'll see what we get from the admins here in just a moment on that redraw. I think it's just the redraw, and we are going straight to tonight's feature. So Silvey does not draw it straight to the front, but I'll tell you what, you got that front 3 rows. That's just all heavy hitters in here. It's going to be Bo Brandon and Brendan Rogers on the front row, Silvey and Parmley in row 2, Krikorian and Schaff They're going to make up row number 3. This is about as good as it gets at the front. We are going to see a dogfight to try to get that lead. Just waiting for them to advance. Session looks like they have done so. We're going to get ready to go to tonight's final A main. I'm not seeing a lot of chatter tonight, guys. So somebody say hi in the chat. Let me know that I'm at least getting through. All right, feature time. This is how we're going to line them up. The front 3 rows we know. It's going to be Brandon and Rogers in row 1. Silby and Schaff in row 2. Is that right? That is not what that. No, Silby and Parmalee, and then Krikorian and Schaff in row 3. Richie Gaines and Billy Barros out of that LCQ. That's your 4th row. Gerlach and Gebhardt in row 5. Brochart and Yonke in row 6, and then Vincent and Anelski making up the back row. 30 more laps. We had 3 cautions in the first one. Good race, especially at the end. That last caution, I thought it felt pretty good, but Parmalee didn't like it. He thought he might be able to race for the win right there, and then on the restart, he just wasn't able to go. It looks like we've got them all lined up now. They're going to go around a couple of times here, single file. We're going to make sure everybody's exactly where they're supposed to be. We'll take the green flag. We'll double everybody up and get ready to go on lap number 2. 35 laps for our feature tonight. 35. Okay. I can live with it. 5 extra laps in the second show. I can live with it. It's all good. Rod Brandon, thank you for saying hello. I appreciate that. Wasn't sure I was getting through. It's been kind of dead around here.
Green.
All right, we're going to stay at pace speed. Everybody looks like they're where they're supposed to be. We're going to make a couple of small adjustments. Looks like right into here. The guys were kind of side by side, so they fixed that all up. Next time we come out of turn 4, we'll start doubling them up, and then we will let Bo Brennan get them going. We'll see if Bo can stay up front. Bad luck in the first race. He just kind of was in no man's land right there. Got in a little hot, got into the tail tank. I don't know if it wasn't, I think it might have been Kurt Vincent he got into a little bit. Just a lot of broken momentum. No, it wasn't. It was Richie Gaines that he got into, the 11 car. And it ended up getting him upside down, and he was just kind of done at that point. But we are getting ready to go green. Second feature for the RedDriver Mighty Midget Series tonight here from Lincoln Speedway. Bo Brandon getting us started. He got a great start. Caught Brendan Rogers asleep a little bit, and Silby almost got to the inside and took second away. Behind that, Parmalee and Krikorian are going at it side by side. Krikorian has the inside. He likes to run that bottom. Slid it out a little too wide there on the exit. Had to check it down a little, and that's going to allow Parmalee to have clean racetrack. He got wide in 2. Krikorian just could not do anything with it. Bo Brandon out front. Rogers is pacing him in second. Silby third. That battle. Parmalee and Krikorian not over just yet. Krikorian gets the better of it in 1 and 2, but Parmalee will come right back in 3 and 4. Likes the bottom, gets bite on the bottom, takes the spot right back. Going to keep it locked in down low. Silby keeping it locked in down low. So is Rogers, and now everybody's looking to get inside and trying to get Bo Brandon out of the spot. And the first to do it, Brendan Rogers, but Brandon gets a big run and gives him a shot right in the tail tank down the backstretch, and it cost him getting into 3 and 4 as he almost did again. He's going to lose a spot to Silby. It looks like he's going to lose a spot to Parmalee as well, so he'll drop from the lead to 4th in the span of a lap and a half. Rogers, Silby, Parmalee, Brandon Krikorian are the top 5. Schaff is 6th, and Schaff just had a big moment as we have caution. It is going to be Vincent. It is not going to be Vincent. I do not understand this. This guy has been so good all year. Oh, little contact there. Parmley and Silby kind of get together. And Bo Brandon just spins it out. And it looks like no one hit him, so he's going to get the start again. Don't think he really has much in the way of damage. So, that was just Silby and Parmley had a little touching moment right there, and it broke both their momentum, and Brandon didn't have anywhere to go. And just kind of got into him, spun the car out. So, he'll get to continue, but he's going to restart 14th. He's going to have about 29 laps to get there. We're only about 6 laps into this. Roger Silby, Parmley, Krikorian, Schaff, Gaines, Gebhardt, Barros, Gerlach, Brochard, Anelski, Yonke, and then Brandon and Vincent at the back right now. So they should shut the lights on the pace truck off. He'll get out of the way right at the exit of turn number 2. We'll get things restarted. Caution number 1, session number 2. Down the hill on the throttle, green flag. Craig Silby was ready for that one. Silby right there, and Silby a bottom feeder, catfishing it. Got close, but he could not find an opening and had to just kind of roll off the throttle a little bit. Here comes Krikorian on the bottom. He's got Parmley moved up wide. And David Krikorian, 66 car. Good run through 1 and 2. He takes the spot away, at least for the moment. Can he hang on to it down here in 3 and 4? And Brandon Rogers got all kinds of company. Saw David Krikorian carry the front wheels all the way from the center out. I don't know how the car turned, but he got it to turn and stay on that bottom line. Good drive right there. Kept the spot for then. Now, a little different. Caution once again. Let's see who the problem. He and Richie Gaines may be getting together here. That's Schaff right behind and Gaines right in front of Gebhardt. Gebhardt in the middle of the sandwich. Out of the corner. Oh, a little tap there, and then yep, drove it up into the left side. So both cars probably have a little damage. We'll see how much it affects their handling the rest of the race. David Krikorian. He's got the 66 locked in on the bottom. And he is up here fighting with Parmley and trying to catch Silby, who's all over the 20 car of Brendan Rogers right now. We're not used to seeing this. Usually when the 20 gets out front, he kind of starts to get away from these guys. But Craig Silby, David Krikorian, Cody Parmley, and Jay Schaff, they have kept pretty close pace with the 20 car here in this second feature. I don't know where you're at, if the weather's doing the same thing it is here, but I feel like it's on a yo-yo string, man. It's hot one day and cool the next, and sunshine and clouds, and man, it's all over the place. You don't even know how to dress to go work outside. It's ridiculous. We're back to green flag races. Still 26 laps to go. Good restart for your top 3, Jay Schaff. And now we're going to have caution again. This is just too many cars in the same airspace down here. And I am afraid to say it looks like maybe the 71 of Josh Gerlach is going to be on the bad end of things. Finished 3rd in the first feature, and here in the second feature, well, he and Wayne Anelski. And it looks like maybe he's going to be able to continue just fine. So a lot of spin outs, but not a lot of big crashing going on. All right, we'll get the pace truck out of the way. We're going to go back to green flag. Still Brennan Rogers out in front. Silby, Krikorian, Parmley, and Schaff. Then Barros, Anelski, Brochart, Brandon, and Yonke. Get the restart. We're going to watch Krikorian because he's right in front of Parmley. Parmley drove from 16th to 2nd, and he was really close to picking up that win in session number 1 and going 3 in a row here. Now, Krikorian had to check up for Silby in the middle of the corner, and I think that's enough for Parmley to get a run and go around him. Now can Krikorian fight back on the bottom coming out of 2, and he couldn't get the car square, and that's going to give Parmley that bottom step on the podium for the moment. The battle is at the front, and Craig Silby working the bottom. He leads that lap. First time somebody other than Brendan Rogers has led in feature racing tonight, and then turns right around. Big mistake. Craig Silby clips the inside wall, and he collected Brandon Rogers. So we're going to go watch the 7 car. He's good getting in. Gets through the center, car sets a little, and then bites right there, and he clipped that fence right at the exit. Brandon Rogers right over his right rear tire. We'll see if it affects Silby's handling and if Brandon Rogers, it looks like it really broke the car. Brandon Rogers is going to go back to the point for that. And we'll see if his car is damaged because he went front end up over the right rear, and that usually knocks the toe out. But he's got that guy right behind him in 22 laps. He's going to have to hold off the 16 car. And the Kiwi Conquer sliced and diced both times tonight by the inside fence. Sometimes when you catfish, you get hooked. Rogers went up on the curb, drops it down, got a good restart. The top 2 broke away almost instantly. Half a second of the rest of the field. Jay Schaff with a slider on Krikorian. That was for 3rd, and now Schaff is up there on the podium. Wayne Anelski got a tap from Bo Brandon. Brandon spun out a few laps ago, and he is all the way back inside the top 6, trying to get in the top 5, and he moves it down right against the fence on Anelski, and he'll take the spot away, put him back in the top 5. He's on a charge coming to the front. He's not saving anything right now. He's got David Krikorian in his sights next. Cody Parmley grabbed the lead while we were watching that around the top side, and now Parmley out in front of Brendan Rogers, and he is starting to get away. Rogers really going to try to search around and find something, but Parmley is right through the middle. Now Rogers to the inside, could not get the drive off. I think the bottom of turn 2 might be gone. These two ran 1-2 in the first feature, just in different order. And Parmley starting to stretch it out. He's out to over half a second now. Rogers second. Brandon now up to 3rd as he slides on Schaff. Jay Schaff trying to fight back on the inside down the front stretch. Brandon was trying to shut the door. We'll see what happens out of 2. That bottom doesn't look like it's got nearly as much launch as it had in the first session. And these 2 are going to go at it for what looks like a little while here. Bo Brandon trying to find some momentum. Was at the front. Big mistake when he lost the lead. Running about 3rd. Just got up there, and the 2 drivers in front of him, Parmley and Silby, a little bit of a problem. They got him spun out, and he had to go to the back, but he's fighting back heroically here. 2 seconds off the lead. Oh, battle behind that. Schaff and Krikorian throwing slider bombs. Watch these 2 for a moment. This time Schaff has a big advantage. I don't think we're going to see a slider down here in 3 and 4 from anybody. Bo Brandon, fastest car on the track. Closing in on the leaders. Lost a little time there. I think he got a little too close to the fence and had to wait for the car to get away from it. Down there in turn 2. Laps ticking off quickly now. Inside 12 to go, and the battle's back at the front again momentarily. I thought Brendan Rogers had a big run off the top of turn 2, and it didn't materialize. He was in that fluff, and he gets a great drive through the center. He just doesn't get any drive on the exit. Right there, he's going to get a good run. He closes the gap a little, and then it all goes away right there. So right to the outside, he's finding the wet stuff. Going to be close to being alongside right here on the exit of 2, but he just loses the drive, and you can see Parmley is able to pull a car and a half, and now Parmley's going to cover that high exit line out of 4. Rogers gives up ground in 1 and 2. Now in 3 and 4, Parmley's in the middle of the side. Oh, Brendan Rogers overcooked it. Got it up into the fluff and found the fence, and that might be all that Parmley needed. Now he's got a 2nd and a quarter, but Bo Brandon now started to fall back, maybe used up the right rear on that 49 car, and he is not making any headway now. 7 to go for Parmley. Rogers 1.3 seconds back. Bo Brandon 3.2 seconds, and then Schaff and Krikorian, and they are back here about 4 and 5 seconds off the lead. Krikorian trying to find some momentum and get a podium out of one of these nights, and this is the best night he's had in a minute. Jay Schaff right in front of him. Schaff right to the fence, so was Krikorian. We'll go to the front, Parmley now. Not the fastest car on the track, but he is ticking off consistent laps. He's inside 5 to go. It's 4 to go this time. Brandon's still 3rd, but Jay Schaff is closing things down on him a little bit here, a little bit there. I think he's going to run out of laps before he can get there. .6 seconds with the 2 to go signal coming out this time. Parmley may get to Gebert on the final lap. I don't think it's going to have any effect on whether he is going to win this race or not, unless Gebert has a failure and he runs into him, or Parmley makes a mistake and runs into him. But we're on the white flag lap, and Cody Parmley is going to go 3 out of 4. Been here for 2 weeks. He'll pick up his 3rd win. He won both races last week. Came in 2nd in race number 1. He wins. Feature number 2 tonight. Rogers 2nd. And Brandon trying to hang on. He's going to come home 3rd. Schaff 4th. Brochard is going to pick up 5th out of this deal. So we'll get ready to talk to our top 3. And let's just see. Bo Brandon, you got a copy?
I do have a copy. How are you, Roger?
I am good, man. The string of podium finishes got broke last race, unfortunately, but you're right back on it this race. And without the little mistake early, I think you probably are up there battling for this thing.
Yeah, maybe. Just had a rough batch of luck tonight. Really grateful that I could come back and salvage a podium on this 2nd race. I'm not really sure what happened with Craig and Cody at the beginning of that. They just bunched up, and I didn't really have anywhere to go, and that just got me turned around. I didn't really have anything for Cody. I don't think anybody did tonight. I know Brendan won the first race, but it looked like he was getting chased down from what I saw. So, yeah, I got nothing for those two. They're class of the field. I'm kind of sick of getting this same interview. You're probably sick of hearing it too.
Well, I was just sitting here kind of chuckling because I think I heard this once before, but man, you know what? If it's going to elevate the way that you are going to run, then that's going to make you picking up the Ironman maybe a little bit easier this season. We just can't. You can't have those non on the podium or not within the top 5 races like you did in race number 1, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely key. I've had a lot of success in this series the last few years that I've been running it, but I've never won a season championship or an Ironman championship, and I hope I can continue the string of good finishes and bring one home for the Varix.com team. And also thanks to Mighty Good Marketing, and thanks to you, Roger, thanks to my wife, my parents, and yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight.
All right, man. Well, it's always a pleasure having you up here, and good to see you're back on the podium again. So let's forget about race number 1, and let's continue on the rest of the season, all right?
I like the sound of that. Thanks, Roger.
All right, that is Bo Brandon finishing in 3rd tonight, and now we'll talk to the driver. He won the first race. He's going to come home 2nd in race number 2, but Brandon Rogers, still pretty good night overall.
Yeah, I'll take it, man. I tried like hell up there, man. I was just telling Cody, like, I kind of didn't want to wait for the bottom to disappear on me, so I went high knowing he'd probably roll me. It's just there was still a few good laps down there, so kind of let him take the point, and just kind of wanted to gauge my top line off of what he was able to do. And I was just trying a billion different, combinations of enter here, exit here, tire speed this, how deep in the cushion you want to go, and knock the wall down a few times. I really needed a yellow at the end there. Almost got one, but didn't work out. But no, man, that was interesting. It's nice to have track states that kind of throw you for a loop. Like for me, for a while, it's kind of like, okay, I know this line's going to be good, and then it's going to go this line. Like it kind of gets a little stale. So it's nice that that I've never ran Lincoln that way ever in my life, like ever on the cushion, kind of figured out like that. So that's it's really refreshing, and it's nice to have someone like Cody and Bo and all these guys to figure it out with you and kind of see like, oh, okay, this is good for this driver. They're used to this type of thing. So, man, 1st and 2nd, we take those all day long. So, yeah, again, got to thank you at Dirt Race Network, putting on the show. Josh and the boys putting the series on every Thursday for us, and my dad and Kelly watching at home, and the Indy Sports guys. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great night of racing. I'll look forward to seeing you back next week, buddy.
Sounds good. I appreciate you.
That is Brennan Rogers picking up a 2nd place. He swapped spots with this guy right here. 2nd in race 1. Comes up and wins race number 2. That's 3 out of 4. Cody, you definitely brought the challenge to him.
Yeah, dude, Brendan's fast, and I didn't think the track was going to get off the bottom, so I didn't think I was going to pass him.
Yeah, he said he thought the bottom was feeling like it was starting to go away, and he wanted to go to the top and try to get that line before you could get to it. It just didn't work out, and he let you get up there and then couldn't catch you back. It just looked like you guys all were kind of moving around, and you'd find grip for a couple laps, but then you'd have to figure out where it moved to. Is that fun for you, or does that really kind of get in your head a little more when you got to search every other lap for something?
Not really. I mean, I like searching because I don't like follow the leader on the bottom or the top. But after that first caution, I gave up the bottom for a couple laps because I didn't want to follow Craig or follow anyone in front of me. So I started running like this little middle line in 1 and 2, and it started working. So I just kept running that, and then after Craig and Brennan hit, I thought I lucked out. But after that, I just passed them and then started running some weird, goofy line that was working.
Well, an awesome run, man. You win show number 2. Give me some shout-outs and thank yous. We'll let you go celebrate.
I'm going to shout out you, or thank you, for broadcasting.
All right, man. Well, you shouted yourself out last time. I wanted to see if you had a new one this time. You did. I appreciate that. Man, congrats on the win. I'll look forward to seeing you come back here next week, see what you can do in round number 5 at Charlotte.
Oh, I could do good, but I don't know.
All right, man. Congrats again, buddy.
Thank you.
That is Cody Parmalee, 3 out of 4. He just broke the string. He was 1 position short of going 4 straight, and I would have tied Brennan Rogers for the season. So no hot shoe next week. Everybody's going to get to start where they qualify from their heats in session number 1, so that'll be a lot of fun. Let's take a quick look at our official results. Parmley, Rogers, Brandon, 1, 2, 3, and what a top 3 that is. Schaff held on for 4th in this one. Brochart in 5th. Krikorian 6th. Gerlach was 7th. Anelski 8th. Yankee 9th. Barros was 10th. 11th to Vincent. Gebhardt in 12th. Gaines in 13th. And Craig Silby, early exit for him. He just was down on the bottom and just too much contact with the wall, and I know Craig will adjust that, and he'll get back to at least being on the podium because he's always a fun interview. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the shows. We'll be back on Monday night about 8:05 Eastern for Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder UMPs, and then they will follow that show up with the second show of the Camus Racing Simulators Big Block Modifieds. That is Monday Night Thunder. Tuesday night, ERA is back in action. Wednesday night, Midwest Truck Series. They will be on the asphalt. I can't remember off the top of my head where they're racing at. It's going to be a good one, though. It's a long track. And then back here again next Thursday night. So we're starting to fill things in. As the summer comes to a close and the fall starts to pick up and winter will roll in, we'll probably go about 5 nights a week for you. So we appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. As always, without you guys, there is no reason for us to do this. And without all the great leagues giving you fantastic racing like you saw here tonight, there's nothing for us to cover. Everybody gets big thank yous on that. Till we see you all the next time, peace and love to everybody. Make sure the rough side faces down. And at all times,